Here we are, tiptoeing in.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, Karen's here. Okay, and there's Mimini and Arch Dragon. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'm sure there'll be more folks. Oh, we got a lot of people. Oh, how wonderful.
Yes.
So I want to, first of all, welcome everybody. I want to welcome my friend Marina for agreeing to do this with me. She and I are not necessarily crystal ball readers, but we're finding lots of really, we may be in the future. We may be in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just never know until you try something.
That's right.
You may like it.
Yeah,
you may
absolutely.
Like it.
Yeah. So about a month ago or more, I had a show and I had somebody in the subscriber in the chat say, you know what I'd really like you to do is something on crystal balls. And I thought, oh, all right. So I went out and I got this crystal ball book and I bought this. I thought this was going to be so big. I bought this crystal ball. And it's adorable, but it was a little bit small. And so I bit the bullet and I bought this crystal ball. And my husband said, oh, my goodness. And Marina has one she's had for a while. It's not that big, but it's pretty big. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
It's part of a set. I have two of them. This is the larger of the two. The other one is probably the same size as your smaller one. And they've always been very close to me. I like knowing that they're there. But I never thought to take it beyond that.
Take it beyond
right?
it.
So
and then
this
there's
is a wonderful opportunity.
This is the obsidian scrying black, what is it called? Black obsidian, which all of you know, it's a black mirror, they call it. Black mirror scrying. And I have not read this, but I told Marina I can't wait to read it because it looks like it's really good. Yes. But I ended up buying this, and this was about the biggest one I could find, which was fine. It doesn't have to be that big. And it actually comes with a little holder, you know, that you can put it like that.
Perfect.
So, yeah. So, yeah, I love it that you and I both were like, yeah, it's there. We love it. It's a crystal ball and, you know, we're readers and everything. But I hadn't really looked into it. And I will tell you, I did try scrying with a ball I had a couple, probably 5 or 10 years ago. And I sat there for a very long time. And there were no images, but I don't think I was ready. I just don't think I was ready.
Yeah. Probably.
But,
probably.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of misconceptions. And you know, kind of Hollywood lore when it comes to crystal balls.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes. Yep.
Yeah.
That's good news, Laura. Thank you for sharing that. There's a lot of BS going on out there. So, yeah. I think you're right. I mean, now somebody said Black Mirror, and there's, of course, on Netflix is the Black Mirror, you know, TV shows. And the other lore, of course, you know, is like a woman wearing a turban and looking out over it. And it just
exactly. Yeah. And you go, you know, you typically walk into the tent and she's got the crystal ball covered and the headscarf on, and you know, she knows why you're there. Just have a seat.
Right.
Let me tell you your future. And all of a sudden you see it fill up with smoke. You know,
right. Surrender, Dorothy. Yes. So what was interesting the other day when Pam Drennan was on my show, she was doing a healing for somebody that was on Zoom with her. And in the middle of the healing, smoke came up in front of this woman, and then gold came down like this.
No.
And I'm like, and then I'm reading this and it says a lot of times it starts with smoke. So it must be just the right time for us to be doing this, Marina. You know?
It must be. It must be. And funny, but I'll tell you why. is um, I've got these two crystal balls, and they're up here on the shelf. And I did a show on Monday with Jason Tempinski. And so, we were emailing back and forth. We're going to do another one and so on. And he said, I don't normally watch videos that I'm in the video, but I thought that I would go back and take a look. And did you know that there's this, I don't see orbs, but there was this thing around you. And I said, oh, okay. So he told me what time. So I went and looked, and I couldn't see anything. And he ended up taking a screenshot. And he said at one point, I'm wondering if it isn't smoke. And where I was looking during the show, I couldn't really see anything.
Yeah.
But I was just recently told that I've got these 4 guides that float around me. So it could have been that, could have been something else.
Could have been them. Yeah.
Anyway, as he's mentioning about this, being smoke and whatnot, and where it was in the video, this is where I've got right here is where I generally have my candle, and the candle is lit while I'm doing shows. So when you say smoke, I thought it came from here, which is really close to where the crystal balls are.
Wow.
So,
it's reaching out to you saying, remember, we're going to be talking about this.
Yes. Yes,
that's crazy.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Hey,
oh my God. Yeah. So in lieu of saying hello to everybody, I want you to all know we appreciate you being here, first of all. Thank you for being here. Yes. And Archdragon says you're flopping between crystal ball or scrying mirror. I don't blame you. Yeah. I will tell you, and I don't usually buy metaphysical things from Amazon, but I did. And this was only $60. So I thought that was fairly good. And it's nice and big. I can't remember what this was, but I don't think it was more than 20. So it really depends on people's budgets, I guess.
Yes.
But anyway, let's see. Let's see if anybody else had a question. All right, Willow, you have a crystal ball. You haven't used it yet. Okay.
Perfect.
Liz,
Welcome
you don't do mirrors. You have a crystal ball. Okay. I love a man with crystal. He's more considerate. All right, Denise.
Yes.
Your game. This is interesting. It is interesting. It is. It's just kind of different and fun. Oh, well, we love that you're here. Yeah. Thanks, Linda. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to talk a little bit. I want Marina to, because this is a joint effort here. But I did read that using a crystal ball, the best way to do it is to, well, you're supposed to wash it. I didn't wash it yet. Under running water, or I suppose you could probably smudge it, which is another thing you could do. Or we could have put it outside in that pink moon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, could have done that. But it says here that you should sit in a dimly lit room, gazing softly into the ball, and allow your mind to relax. And then I'm going to say, like, if you've never read an aura, you have to you don't want to cross your eyes, but you want to be unfocused is what it's saying. And so it's saying, but they want you to cleanse it first. And then you kind of have to just really be very relaxed. And depending on what it is you see, they suggested this, and I never thought of trying this. Think of a symbol you'd like to see and see if you can see it in here. So at least you're projecting into it for something that you can recognize, which I never really thought about before. So,
and that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we program our pendulums. We do, in a sense, program our cards.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely. Why not say, when you're ready to work, show me what are you?
But, I'm sensing, of course, that this is when they say practice, that's not, you can't really give somebody a specific way to practice something, because it's really wanting you to take your time with it. So that's what we have to do and be patient with it. But look at the strategies that crystal ball gazing gives you. It helps, it has healing benefits. It comforts your physical body because you're relaxing.
Yes.
It calms your emotions, and it relieves muscles, and actually acts as a massage in some way. And I don't mean the crystal ball is rolling all over you. I just mean, you know, it attracts positivity. It repairs the aura. I liked that one. Yeah.
Yes.
Strengthened your connection with the universe, clear and relax your mind, and programming and cleansing are the other things that it can do for you. So I want you to be able to share what it is you'd like to say before I go on with anything else. Is there anything you want to add?
No, aside from, well, one of the other things that I read was to after you cleanse your crystal ball, whatever way works for you. Yeah, water is fabulous, and depending on the kind of crystal that you have, you can also put it in salt water or wash it with salt water. But you got to make sure that it's glass and not a particular crystal that the salt would harm it. And then it said to spend time with it, to have it close to you, to sort of be aware of it and let it get to know you, and you get to know it. So even just the proximity.
Yeah, that's what they say that about a lot of stones. You put them under your pillow or something. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Even if you have it right beside your bed at night, or on your table or something. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, and then I think looking for a symbol is fabulous. And I think it's from what I read, it's not one of those things that you're going to be able to hone in on right away. Right. I think that's where the practice comes in. If you're lucky enough and you get a crystal ball and you're communicating with it, fabulous. Yeah. But I think for most people, I think it's going to be like maybe learning the tarot the first few times.
Yeah.
Where you look at the cards, you take out the book, you read the book, you get a little bit of stance. You lay out some cards, you refer to the book, and it takes practice before you don't need that book anymore. So I have a feeling that it's kind of the same thing here. And I guess what I'm saying is, if you gaze into your crystal ball for any length of time, 2, 3, 5, 20 days, and you're not really picking up anything, don't give up.
No,
don't.
Right.
Because like you said, there's other benefits, right? You're centered, you're grounded, you're focused on the one little spot in there. That's
and there's your meditation.
And there's your meditation. So, if you see something, bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, along with dreams, a lot of people get dream dictionaries. And I say, that's fine if you're not really familiar with symbols of things. You could start that way. Well, in this particular book, they have a list of things. If you see those things, that they mean something like, it's got, for instance, an apple, education, wisdom, knowledge, nourishment, and so forth. Oh. Now, for me, if I saw an apple, I'd think I'm allergic to apples. Actually, I can't eat them. They make my throat close up. Yeah, I think it's the spray on them. But if I got an apple in there, I'd be a little concerned that I should watch out for something.
Something, yeah.
So everybody's going to be a little different, even if they're using a symbol. Yeah. So, So this book was I didn't read the whole thing, but it's called Crystal Ball Reading by Sylvia Hill, and it has a lot of really great information in it. Talks also, you could get a yellow citrine crystal ball, because you could probably get an amethyst one, because you'll be able to see it, or sometimes rose quartz, as long as it wasn't raw. You wouldn't be able to see through or make anything of it. But so they have ametrine, amethyst, and pink quartz, rose quartz, blue quartz. I don't know. I like this. The other thing is when you're starting to do you're starting to sit down to work, you've cleansed it. You probably have some candles or so, you know. Willow saying she does a fire reading and her eyes have to adjust and you have to be calm and just trust what's needed to be known. You can use a mirror to do scrying. Oh, scrying. Oh, I believe that, Carolyn. Yeah, I do. I really do. Yeah. But you know, you got your candles there, you're working on it, your eyes are adjusting to it. It's a good idea to well, if you're thinking about something you want to see, of course, to focus on that, but you should say somewhat of a little prayer of protection around you as well, as with everything that you do. So yeah,
absolutely, because that ultimately, that's the most important thing, is the intention. Right, you want to set the intention and program it so that it is giving you valid information, true information, and information that you need at the moment. Because there are some things that, you know, we may ask for them, but it's not the right time.
That's right. That's
so,
right.
Yeah, I generally say, reveal to me what I need to know now, and keep from me those things that
that I shouldn't really. And you know, I'm guessing, I know that people do readings for people that are you know, these little fortune teller ladies that look into the crystal ball. But it says here you can also start with simple questions or intentions before interpreting any visions. I imagine that I start seeing a vision, it's going to just blow me away, and I might unfocus my eyes and lose it. That's my only concern.
And the best way that I can think of to describe the eye thing is to, you know, let the eyes wander, is remember back in the day when you had those pictures that it looked like a whole bunch of squiggles, like there was nothing there. But if you stood in front of it for a while, and all of a sudden there would be a moment and your eyes would shift and, oh, there's a 3D image back there, right? It's it's kind of doing that same thing with your eyes, not just letting them go where they want to.
That's awesome. Willow also scries with water, and I imagine, of course, you could do that too. You know, that reminds me of some of the fairy tales that we used to hear about, you know, where someone was looking into the water, and wow. That's awesome.
The picture of my Prince Charming appeared. Okay.
As long as it's an orange, we're all set, you know? Okay. So it is, the goal is to enter the meditative state. And so those of you who have a real hard time meditating, and I'm one of those people as well, maybe this will help. And if you can do that, you can also read auras. I just want to tell you that, because if you put somebody up against a white or a beige wall and you unfocus your eyes, you can see a color around them. And so it's kind of like just a practice for that unfocused idea.
Absolutely.
All right. I mean,
next dark bowl. You know, there are so many divination tools that are at our disposal, that just because you know, we haven't been exposed to it doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It just means we haven't been exposed to it.
And it's another tool for your toolbox, basically. And when the time is right, then it will work for you. It will be all in divine timing. So I want to talk a little bit about this one, because obsidian, as everybody knows, is a grounding stone, and most of us have stones like this, you know, that we hold, because I certainly wouldn't want to have to hold this, but this is flat because of what it is. Oh yes. A little
cutting cords,
cords and other things. It is a divine tool for meditation, for spiritual practices. It possesses magical healing properties that can help with enlightenment, purification, and transformation. So, you know, maybe this is the one that you will feel the most comfortable with, if either one,
Yeah.
you know. But this book, I'm dying to read it now because it looks really interesting. The same thing, though, it says, in a dim environment, gaze into the black mirror, focus your mind, and allow images or impressions to surface. The
Yes.
darkness of the mirror can help reduce distractions and may make it easier to perceive subtle images or symbols. I never thought of it that way. Because if you look into the crystal ball, like right now, if sitting here, my crystal ball is to my left, I see all my lights,
Yes.
my tree, and there are other things that are around it that might distort what that thing is going to be. I can see my bedspread and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And you know, I came across a plethora of channels that give you information
Oh, okay.
on, yeah, on how to use the crystal ball, how to
Okay.
program it, different things. The one
Mhm.
that I saw that I thought was really nice was to you can surround your crystal ball with other crystals,
Mhm. Yeah.
like pink quartz, amethyst, and any other crystals that are important to you. You know, they
Right.
can, yeah, you can put it around. So yeah.
It amplifies it too.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't know? I used to have a beautiful piece of quartz amethyst that was about this big and had points all over it. It was gorgeous.
Yes.
And I used to clear my other stones on top of it, just like
Yes.
people do with smudge or whatever, because this does pick up stuff. This is
Course.
this is a quartz. It's not glass, but it has a different texture than,
Yes.
say, a smaller one would. A smaller one had. For instance,
Exactly.
I have this point, and it's huge, but see how it's different, and
Yes.
but I think I could probably. I wouldn't be scrying, but I think I could probably work even looking in here and seeing some things. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
Absolutely. I had a friend of mine a number of years ago who gave me a oh gosh, I can't remember exactly what it was called, but I think it was Lemurian quartz.
Ooh, okay.
And yeah, and what made it interesting is when you looked in it, and the Lemurian quartz is supposed to contain messages and Lemurian writing. And so anyway, I gazed into this thing, and
Mhm.
so many things that I could see in there that were just amazing. So yeah, with that, the one that you have with the point,
Mhm. Mhm.
absolutely. I bet you
Yeah.
there's all kinds of information and
Oh,
writing
yeah.
and symbols and
I
pictures.
agree.
Yeah.
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 Even with this one, I remember my crystal teacher saying to open it to get the records that were in it. Just take your thumbnail and kind of go like that. Whoops, you can't see it. Just go like that, and
Oh,
it's supposed to help open it. It's a little small to be scrying into, but these all have they're all different styles of crystals that are so wonderful to
yes.
try
Yes.
out. Yeah.
Diana.
Yeah. All right. Hi, Diana. Hi, Garnet. You've got a rose quartz ball that you've been used to scroll. That's wonderful. I love that.
Yes.
And Leah has broken crystals to put in her fairy bed. I love that too.
Oh,
Uh-huh. You prove
nice.
people's auras and their energy, Liz. Oh, that's wonderful. I love that.
Yes.
Um, Edward had a comment back here, and I thought, boy, oh boy, that's right. Scrying with a mirror would freak me out. Yeah, I think that I have to agree. It probably would. Even though I know that I would protect myself before doing it, there's just something about it that that kind of creepy, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. And back in the day when yeah, when people worked on, trying to convert, you know, iron into gold and whatnot, and a lot
Uh-huh.
of them would use those mirrors and the black mirror to come up with different formulas. And
Oh,
there would be,
alchemy.
yeah,
Yeah.
certain people who were meant to be able to look into the black mirror and see how things are going to progress.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I
dying
think I've
art,
had
who knows?
a fascination with it ever since The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
I think that, yeah. Yeah. Wow.
absolutely
So are
amazing.
you talking about a black mirror that would be a flat piece like this, or is this like a mirror that you're talking about?
I think that some of them use both, and it was
Oh,
just
okay.
a matter of whatever you were quote unquote trained in,
Uh-huh.
that's what you would
Okay.
use.
Okay.
But yeah,
Wow.
there's a lot of the guys who were into that alchemy,
Yeah.
um, yeah, used to have someone, a seer, that would
Mhm.
yeah, look at things
Yeah.
and tell them how it was going to work.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Speaking of someone who looks into a crystal ball and can see how it might work out is Diana. Um,
Yes,
she
Diana.
told me she has a little studio she goes to, and she uses her crystal ball in order to solidify some of her dream messages
Yes,
and images. So that's
yes,
fabulous. And then Leah
yeah.
says when you buy one of her deck, by the way, everybody know Diana Oil Painter has a little deck of oracle cards, and that she made many years ago, I guess. She made it. And I have mine, but I just don't have put my hand on it. But I didn't know, now I couldn't remember, Lemurian crystals in a bag. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. She has a
Diana,
cute
we
one.
have to talk.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, so Amanda, you bought your crystals from you have a few, but a large pointed amethyst with a citrine cluster on the kitchen table. I wonder
Yeah.
which way to aim the point. Now there's a question that,
Mm.
you have your pendulum. Maybe your pendulum will tell you, say, is it north? Is it south?
Yes.
Is it, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Use a crystal to help a crystal.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
Exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lady also on here that I've had on my show before, but she does coffee grinds coffee. She does that. She doesn't show her face though. She just works with that.
Oh, I know who you mean.
Yeah,
The Taza cup.
has a cup.
Right.
Yep, yep,
Taza cup.
yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool what she can do with that. Yeah, and I know
Yes.
people read tea leaves as well. See, there are just so many divination styles that,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just fun to
Yeah.
play with all these
Yeah.
different ones. Yeah.
And yeah, coffee cups. I remember that was one of the things that my grandmother used to do,
Mm-hmm.
and that was kind of what these some of the older ladies did was, you would have what well, Turkish coffee. And Turkish coffee, it's made a particular way,
Mm-hmm.
and you cook it a certain way. Once you pour it into the cup, there's always going to be some sediment and whatnot that's left over. So
Right.
the idea is you drink the cup, you enjoy it, you drink the coffee, and then when you're done, um, you take the cup and you invert it onto a plate, and
Mm-hmm.
you rotate it 3 times, and you
Okay.
ask your question, and then you let it sit there for a while, and the reader will pick it up and start going through it. And it's very similar to the Taza,
Mm-hmm.
except that the with the Taza cup, the images are very often very faint,
Uh-huh.
whereas with the coffee grounds, they're a little more visible. Same idea.
Okay.
But yeah, that's something that yeah, in Europe, you'll find an awful
That
lot
must
of,
be cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Do they have
Yeah.
a lot of gypsies in Croatia?
There's a good number.
Are there? Okay.
Yes.
If everybody doesn't know, Marina is from Croatia,
Yes.
and but moved to Canada when you were very young. Yeah, yeah. So,
Yep.
but yeah, you think about the gypsies, that
Oh,
are, yeah.
you know what? Yeah, everybody knew when the gypsies were coming in town.
Mhm.
Everybody, nobody would admit that they would get readings from the gypsies,
Uh-huh.
but it was one of those,
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
yeah, if they, the men would, fix your pots if you had, a hole or something in it. They would fix your pots and pans. And in the meantime, the women of the house, well, of course, you have to invite the lady in, and she's got kids with her that are probably hungry. So come on in the house. And
Yeah.
then naturally you put the coffee on, you put the
Right.
Turkish coffee, and she says, well, as long as I'm here, I can do. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
a
Oh, that's
whole
cool.
story
Yeah.
process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
That
yeah,
sounds so fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody got a reading. In fact,
Uh-huh.
when before my parents ever thought to immigrate to Canada, yeah, she got a reading from a gypsy
Uh-huh.
who told her that she was going to be leaving her family behind, and that she was going to be traveling across the ocean, and she would make her home across the ocean. And yeah,
Oh.
we were in Canada less than 2 years later.
Oh,
And at
wow.
that time, that was the last thing on their mind.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so they did have that yeah.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
I love that story. Oh, that
Yes.
was a great
Yeah.
story. Thank you. Wow.
Yes.
What a lovely day. We're really not doing questions unless you have questions about crystal balls or something like that. That would be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I had Anya said, I had a friend several years ago who had a tall mirror propped against a wall and would bounce tennis balls off it. One day, two beings figures approached her coming forward from in. Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm out.
Well, there's
Yeah.
actually, it reminds me of the stories about the dolls the haunted dolls, and their heads
Yes.
move and they do all that stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'd be done too, Anya, if they
Yeah.
were coming toward me. And
Yes.
yet there's something about that I remember watching, like on, I don't know, One Step Beyond or
Yes.
Hitchcock or whatever, where that was another dimension, and that
Yes.
was a portal. So yes, just like Edward said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you don't put two mirrors apparently across from each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've heard that. I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Amanda Carroll says, yeah, I met some gypsies in Granada, Spain. They were very persistent and placed rosemary in my hand. I wish I'd
Oh.
gotten a reading now. Language barrier, though.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. If
That is something, Amanda. That is
totally.
so cool. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
If
Yeah. Oh, we got some great comments here. Let's see.
yes.
Yeah, I'll have Marina send you her address, Diana. She wants your address. She can send you
Oh,
one of those cards. Yeah.
oh,
You
love that.
always see your last dog or a dog in your cocoa residue. Oh my, that's something else. All right.
Wow.
What's this? She said to me, "Why do you have so many lines on your forehead?" Oh, I must have missed something, Leah. Oh, your old Armenian neighbor would read lines on your face.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
anything can
Well,
be
there's palmistry, right? Right.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Oh, you can
Yes.
read tea leaves and oil paintings where you just drip paint on paper. And oh my goodness, Willow, you got to be, you got to
Yes.
show us how to do that, girl. Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my, yeah. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves. Remember that one? Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
you've seen images in the coffee film that look like ink brush images. Well, I believe it. You know, a lot of people would say some things just are. They don't, not everything has to be a meaning, but that's not the way I look at it.
No.
I feel as though if I ignore, there was something, I went into the grocery store and I was standing checking out my groceries, and this woman walks over and says to the cashier, she's all bandaged up. Yeah, I fell in my yard and I broke my arm, I broke my finger, and she said, I said, you were lucky. She said, I fell backwards. And I said, you were lucky you didn't hit your head. And she said, no. And right behind me was some stumps. And I said, oh my God. So I got in the car and I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking, what I got out of that is really pay attention to where you're walking and what you're doing, Aley, because that was a message. Now, a lot of people would say, and I felt bad for her.
Yes, of course.
Sorry that happened to you. But I said to Keith, I know that was a message for me. Yes. I just know it was. Yeah. We all have to take care of each other. Yeah.
If you're open to the signs, they will be there.
Yep.
Totally.
Yep. So, all right. She was a reader. Okay. I didn't know that either, really, to be honest with you. Basements. I'm not happy going in the basement either. No, not at night. Never put mirrors on the outside walls of your home. It brings in outside energies. Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hello, Patricia Francino. So one of the haunted farms that she reads cards at, and she does, during Samhain, has a doll from the children that live there and does just that. All that doll is about 112. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Liz, you can read palms. All right, Liz, get to work. I'm going to put my palm up.
Yes.
Oh, that's something else. Yeah. Oh, yes, this is true, Garnet. Study the face. There are also the bumps on the head phrenology, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes, and don't forget about the clouds. You're right.
Yep.
Anyway, let me get back to a couple things here so I could stay on task. But so it says obsidian. The process is similar when you're wanting to scry with obsidian. In a dim environment, you gaze in the black mirror, focus your mind, and allow images to surface. It has a long history. That's what I wanted to tell you guys about. This is fun. All right. At least I think so. Scrying in water mirrors or crystals has a long history across various cultures. Evidence suggests that it's traced back to Egypt, China, and Celtic traditions, with the Celts knowing how to use scrying plates in their ritual, like the black obsidian. The Greeks and Persians also practiced scrying, with the Greeks using cauldrons and mirrors, and the Persians using the cup of Jamshid. Scrying continues to be practiced in various forms, including use by Nostradamus and during the Victorian era. That makes sense because they did a lot of table tipping and things then. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
The Chinese are believed to have practiced scrying by observing the contents of cracked eggs. I wonder how they did that. Did they pour the yolk out or something?
You know what? There is a lady on YouTube, and her channel name escapes me now. But yeah, she was or still is a nurse, and one of the things that she would do would Kimberly Knos, yes, Ona. And I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And and she would crack an egg in water and just let it kind of settle in a little bit, and then she would read that.
Oh, Anita says Hispanics do that too. Really?
See?
That's yes. Wow.
Yep.
All right. Oh, and bibliomancy. That's true. I have a book that you can pick up any book.
Yeah.
And you open it and whatever you look at, that's the answer, or that contains the answer. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Ovanancy. Yeah. Onus Tarot. There you go. Yeah.
Okay. I think I had her on my show before, a long time ago. I think
Oh,
she lives in Illinois or Chicago or something.
I'm
I'm not
not
sure,
sure.
but
Yeah.
it was a number of years ago.
Yeah.
So let's see. Common forms of scrying also include the hydromancy, which we've talked about.
Yes.
Catopromancy or mirror gazing. Other techniques, use of oils, wax, or candle, like Willow does.
Yes.
Although popular culture depicts scrying through crystal balls, practitioners suggest that imperfect crystals are more effective for receiving visions. Wow. So that one that you, that
Yeah,
one
the
that
one
with
where,
the
yeah,
point would be even better. Okay.
yeah, absolutely. It would,
Mhm.
I think that it would make sense because there are, you could focus in when you look
Yeah.
into it. It didn't take long to focus in on a something that resembled a star, and then you
Yeah.
kind of look to the left and right. Oh, look, that looks like mountains in the background, and all of a sudden everything would start to kind of gel and come out, and you could tell the story. Whereas something that you have to really concentrate on putting your attention to, that might be a
Mhm.
little more difficult. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, Kimberly, she does have a little Frenchy named giblets. Yes,
That's cute. That's
yes,
cute. Yeah. So Garnet, flying left, right, high, low birds. So they make a pattern, is what you're saying.
Mm.
I found out something about birds when they fly together. It's something aerodynamic for them. So that's
Yes,
why they do it, so they don't have to work as hard. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. Yes.
yeah.
Oh, Robin. Okay. She does it with Victoria Skirbo every weekend. Okay. That's the lady. I've had her on before. I think we just
Oh,
did card readings though. Yeah. Oh my
perfect.
goodness. That's a mouthful. Ornithologymancy. Ornithologymancy. Ah, all right.
Okay, bless you.
Yeah, that was good. That was a real good one.
Yes.
Garnet. I imagine that the other thing I'm wondering about, and I didn't look up any information on it because I hadn't even considered it, but is if you're not what's the one that you can see?
Clairvoyant.
Yeah, if you're not clairvoyant, you're more clairaudient, or you're more clair whatever else. Like me, it's cognizant. That's what
Yes,
I
yes,
claircognizant.
me too.
I'm wondering. Yeah, you too. That's your
Yes,
yeah.
yeah,
I just know stuff, but I don't know why I know. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's going to work, and it makes sense that it would work better for clairvoyance because they see in images anyway. And how,
Mhm.
you wouldn't be getting a verbal message unless you were tapped into some other, I don't know, some other way of doing things. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Well,
You're clairvoyant. Okay. All
yeah.
right.
Some of the things that that I found out in kind of doing some of the research was, yes, you can see images, but there was one of the channels said it's also really important to pay attention, especially when you're just starting out, to feelings and emotions and
Yes.
things that come up,
Come up.
because
Yes.
those can be important as well.
They can. They can. And
Yeah.
even on the dream, when you're doing your dreams,
Mhm.
you're supposed to, one of the best ways to tell, what were you feeling? How were you feeling when you saw
Yes.
this in your dream? If you were scared, or were you happy, or were you just,
Yeah.
whatever, embarrassed? I don't know. It really makes a difference when you're trying to figure out what the meaning is. So
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, it doesn't require judgment. It's natural. Yeah.
yeah.
You just
Yeah. So if you people are clairvoyant, I mean, we can get all of these. All of
Yes.
us have the ability to get them all, but I think we have a stronger one.
Yes.
One of them is stronger than the rest of them. But if you guys are clairvoyant, then you can see. This would be something that you really should tap into.
Yeah.
To see what you see. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Wow.
Ooh.
Here's another thing that was in this book that I thought was fascinating, and it was hand exercises to stimulate the hand chakra.
Ooh.
So I don't know if everybody's aware. I'm sure you are, but there are chakras in your hands, in our feet, and our, we got more chakras than just the ones up there. But it says here to hold your hands parallel to each other while leaving a small space between them, as if you're going to clap, and now shake them off as trying to dry them off, and then put your hands together and rub them. It tells you how many times to do it. And it's that thing where when you're going like this, you get that feeling in your hands with crystals and other things, if you have that ability. Do you, when you go into a crystal store, do you feel the energy coming off the stones? Oh, you do? Okay. That's awesome.
I've had crystals fly at me. I've had crystals that I try to pick up, and it's like that the fingers just don't know how to grasp it. So I'll move on to something else. But and it's if I do this, about here is when I start to feel the heat. It's like there's something there.
I can feel the energy. It's funny because people, if they see me, I'm going like this, like I'm holding a bowl. So I try not to do it like in public so people don't go, but you can feel that energy in between the hands. You really, really can. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. But it says here, crystal balls obviously are powerful. They can heal you. And it says here, they are the most significant divination and scrying tools. So actually, if you're thinking about starting off, that would be the one you might want to start with. And you don't have to have one the size of mine. You can start small. It's fine. Let's see. It says to learn about the crystal ball that you'll work with beforehand. When you choose a crystal, pick the one that calls to you. And that's what Marina was saying. Some you can't, and some you can feel the heat, and then protect it like an irreplaceable token. Clean it regularly. Clean it each time you work with it to remove any negative energy. And program it so it knows. Absolutely.
Before and after reading.
Program it so it knows its purpose and makes psychic work easier. And I love that. I love that. There are just some, like I have this beautiful ametrine that I have, and to me, it's very, very powerful, and it's a beautiful piece. But it's like, to me, my magic wand. And when I'm holding it, I feel really, really good. But it's got the yellow from the citrine and the amethyst in it. So it's got both of those components that really are nice.
So that's an ametrine.
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 Ametrine. But I remember going into a rock and gem store. Some of them are really, I went into one on, I think it was on Kauai, the island of Kauai or Maui, I can't remember. And it was so gross. It was like all these rocks all shoved together everywhere. And there was and they were all going, oh, come get me.
Yes.
But it was depressing because they weren't pretty. And then I've gone into other places where, like you say, I was with my friend and we walked around this little rock shop and they were all yelling at me. And I was able to find some really pretty pieces.
Yes.
But, sometimes you don't need to know what you need to have. The rocks will tell you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there are some crystals that like to work with certain other crystals. And then there are some crystals that don't like other crystals that much. So, you kind of, you need to do a little bit of research so that you want them to work in unison. You want them to work in balance for whatever it is that you need them for, rather than kind of work in opposition to each other. Right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And some of them want to be on the other side of the room or not in proximity
yes.
to the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Everybody you tried that? Could you feel it? That's awesome. That's the beginning of opening your hands to what you need. And of course, if I was going to start working with my crystal ball, I would want my hands around it.
Yes.
And I would want to, relax and have all that. And as Willa says, maybe have candlelight, but the room is really dim. Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
All right. I saw something else. Oh, you tried it, Scott? All right. Well, good for you.
Yes.
Felt like a little bit of energy. Yeah. Yeah.
It feels hot, and it does. You can almost sense there's little more dense than something else. So yeah, you definitely know there's something there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Willow, I get you. Sometimes they're so connected to us. They're not going to burn our hands, but you just feel like, I don't know if it's not sweaty, but it's like, I got to put this down. It's making me too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, so let's see. You were holding a crystal one time and you got super hot in your hand. And you had to let it go. Yeah.
Yes.
But I would say that might be a keeper. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's
absolutely
see.
And some you can pick them up and it's like nothing. Nothing.
Nothing. Yes.
So
actually, that happened to me down in Sedona when I went to the Linda G thing. There, everybody was saying, "Oh, feel this! It's really, it's incredible." And I'm like, "Nope, nothing. Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Scott says, waiting for my table to come in for clay making. Nice.
Oh, how fun is that? Oh,
yes.
I love that. Yeah. Good for you, Scott. That's lovely. The other thing everybody should know, and you probably do already know, everybody, first of all, selenite is never, never, never to be put in water, ever, or it will go bye-bye. But if you do have a selenite plate, that does clearing for your stones, just like the other things can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's if you buy it or get a pointed selenite and black onyx, and if you put them together and put it on top of the door frame for your entrance and your exit or whatever, it clears the energy and it keeps the good energy in the house and the bad energy outside of the house.
I love that. Yeah, that's awesome. Laura, you have a crystal ball. Which one's mine clear and your guy bought it for you? Well, good. Do you have a crystal ball like this? I don't mean it has to be this big. Yeah, this is just a little overdue. But I, for the purposes of doing the show, I justified the buy. So
yes, exactly. It's a business expense.
It's a business expense.
Totally.
I told Keith, you better be good or I'll lob this at him.
Yes, that's right.
They like to be cleared by moonlight or sunlight. You mix it up. I love that. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This morning you had an oracle card fly off on the floor and you're into the room and it was Archangel Michael.
Oh.
I know.
Nice.
There you go. See, that's looking.
Amanda Carroll. Yes, it's black tourmaline. It's black tourmaline and selenite, not black onyx. Black tourmaline.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I should think before I speak.
That's all right. That's all right. It says here you can use the pendulum to add to the strength. Awesome. That's awesome, Carolyn. Are you able to see in the crystals, Carolyn? I'd be interested to know. Because you can see a lot of cool things. When you did the hand test, it was warm, felt like a ball in the center. My selenite loves to hide on me. Yeah. You found it in the refrigerator? Oh my goodness. Oh, thanks, Diana. You go rest. It's Thursday, I guess.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
Right. I agree with this, Liz. I had some beautiful white gypsum sand when I was living in Florida on the West Coast, and I bagged it up and I put my crystal in it. And there's something really good about it. I felt like it was always being cleansed. So, yeah. Oh, alabaster. Is that what you said? Where did he go? He was right here. Oh, alabaster. Is that can be white or black, can it? I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. See, now I have this ball and it's smaller, but this is labradorite, and I don't think I can do anything with that. But I may be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What? Yeah. We can use anything as a tool, really.
You can.
If you do it enough times and you practice and you have faith that it's going to work, there you go.
Yeah. I love that. So I'm going to suggest that maybe you folks try doing some of this, see if you can make it work. Oh, I love it too, Liz. Labradorite is so nice. I'm dying to try this more than the other, actually. So we'll see how that goes. And I'll report back. Anybody want to report back to me and tell me your experience? I would love to know. Yeah. Absolutely. But Marina, I can't believe that the smoke. So what you might see first is smoke.
Yeah.
And you didn't have any incense burning?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Because if I'm burning incense, it's always in front of me.
Okay.
And the light is always to the left of me. That's just the way that it goes. So no.
It was Marina. Yeah, I held this up and Liz said I saw a woman and it was Marina. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Look at that. I found my friend.
What a good-looking woman.
I know. She's incredible. Yes, TVs are mirrors. You're right. Yeah.
Yes.
You try to strengthen, Carolyn? Yeah. Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She had a large chair. I think it was Marina. I think it was my Marina. Anyway, I would love to know. Marina and I would both love to know. What? And I'm going to try. I think it would be just too much fun to try. But you may get a little smoke. It may be, but don't give up after one time. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly. Keep doing it. If for no other reason than you're focused, think of it as meditation. Just relax into it, shoulders down. Do that. And anything that comes beyond that is going to be a bonus.
That's right. And, look at it this way. People get really paranoid. Oh, everybody keeps telling me to meditate. You can't do that. Well, maybe if you have a focus, whether you get a vision or not, you're meditating. And so you're calming, and all of those things that I mentioned about the health benefits that are there for you. That should be one reason enough to try it out.
Exactly.
So, yeah. What do you, no, it doesn't have to be in a stand. No. But you might want to have it in a stand if you're trying to see into it and you don't want to hold on to it. Yeah. But your friend, the owner. Oh, Kimberly, that is fab. You know that you can't go to Mecca or Medina if you aren't Muslim. They don't let anybody in.
No.
So that is a very, they go to the dome of the rock.
Yes.
And wow. That is very special, Kimberly. That is
Yes.
very special.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if you get some real strong
Uh-huh.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely work with that. Oh,
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Marina. This was fun. I enjoyed it.
It
And
was. Me
yeah,
too.
yeah. And yeah, it'd be great to hear what you think. If you try it yourselves, people, let me know. And maybe we'll do a follow-up if you know, if you want to come on and tell your story. You never know.
Exactly. Exactly. So thank you for suggesting this, Aley. I really had a lot of fun, and I loved learning a little more about the crystal ball. And
Me too.
yeah, I'll
was
be
great.
working with it.
Well, good. I'm looking
Good.
forward to it too.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you. You guys
All right.
have a nice night. Thank you.
Take care. Bye for
Bye-bye.
now.